Hello everybody and welcome back to another video for the day. We're going back into r/Tales from the Front Desk because, yeah, I still am actually really surprised you guys like these customer service front desk story type videos. So, you know, if you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment down below to start up the wholesome internet discussions, because the engagement really does help out in the videos and the algorithm. And if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. A guest got mad at me that I didn't get mad or upset about a gay man flirting with me. TLDR is the title. Being a hostel in Miami, you deal with a lot of different kinds of people. Some are eccentric, some are reserved, some are unnecessarily racist, and some are just plain stupid. I've had a guest this past few nights who is obviously gay and sometimes tries to flirt with me. I personally have nothing against this. I actually find it flattering that he's attracted to me, and I myself am not gay. He knows I'm not gay, but I suppose he finds the need to flirt a little with me anyway. I am a 6'1" straight male and happily engaged to the love of my life. I am comfortable enough with myself and my own sexuality to not be at all bothered by this, but the other guest clearly struggles with that. The gay man comes by and flatters me with some complimenting my beard and eyes, and then heads into the guest area kitchen. This man with a Scottish accent, SM, comes to me with a complaint.
What the F was that, mate? What? That queer just got all feely on you, and you don't have a problem?
I'm sorry, sir, but how is that your business?
'Cause a man like yourself shouldn't have to be flirted with like you frickin' a pixie, mate.
I am sorry that bothers you, sir, but that is none of your concern. Please enjoy the rest of your night.
Oh, so you are
Yeah, I'm definitely not saying that shit. At some point, I became more done than my steak. I just gave him the ultimatum. Sir, here at This Place Hotel, we tolerate people of all backgrounds and sexualities. If you do not respect that, then you are welcome to find other accommodations for your stay here in Miami. SM proceeds to flip me the bird and walk away to the guest area. Moments later, a man who was being a flirt came out and said that SM came to the kitchen and called him and his friends, y'all couldn't pay me anything to say that, and went to his room. I went after SM to kick his dumb butt out, and he tells me,
"It's fine, you freaking queer lover. I'm leaving anyways. This place doesn't deserve me money."
I proceed to get his passport photo from our system, upload it to the group chat I have with the other night auditors in the area specifically for do not rent and dangerous people, and went out my night. A new gay friend bought me some pizza and wings, so that was cool. Everyone else, have yourselves a great night. Edit after I woke up. Jeez, thank you for the gold and everyone who supported me. To give an update, SM tried to check into other hotels and hostels in the proximity and got rejected. My boss told me that he was staying for a week until his apartment lease started. Hope he enjoys Miami like how all of my gay friends do. Thank you again, everyone. You only got to see people in the lobby for like 30 seconds while you're walking out. And dude really let that ruin his day.
Freaking words that are not okay to say at all. I'ma take my business elsewhere. I don't need to be doing any of this.
Oh, God forbid they don't need your $100. Meanwhile, person walking in right behind them gonna replace that $100 in an instant. A little bit of a fun fact: do not act holier than thou when you are a customer to a business. Trust me, you are not the only customer. You will be replaced in a freaking instant. Like whenever I've been going to a convention and I've been staying at the hotel connected to the lobby, I only happen to see the people in the lobby the longest period of time in the wait while I'm waiting to go check in. Afterwards, I walk around to the convention and completely forget that they're there. Yup, I remember September 11th. Just not the way people want me to. I'm sure that there's quite a few of you in here where were at work when the planes hit the World Trade Center towers, Shanksville, and the Pentagon. The event chilled the industry out for a good long while. I was a reservations manager for a hotel at the time, but was doing my part-time at a front desk to help because someone had quit a while earlier. That morning, I was actually off of work and hanging laundry in my backyard when the first planes hit. Like everyone else, I was horrified at the carnage that I was seeing on TV and the home. I had not yet registered it in my head that it was a terror attack. I was just sad for the lives of so many that were lost. The count was starting to build, and it was growing. The next day, I went back to work for my shift at the front desk. We had a regular that came in to buy her newspaper from us, a friendly young lady. That morning, she stopped into the lobby, walked right up to the desk, pointed at me and declared, "Young lady, I hope that you are happy with what your people have done." Spoiler alert, I am Samoan. That incident was the beginning of 20 years of being misidentified of someone of the Middle Eastern descent, which to them means that I was a terror in training. About a few weeks later, when the airports were fully reopened, but the National Guard were still guarding the airports, I took a guest in the hotel shuttle to drop him off for his flight. I had no trouble until I approached the entrance to the airport. With the guest in the van, I was pulled over, and the guardsman's reason was, "You don't look American." The guest was let out of the van to go inside, and I was held at the entrance for more than an hour until my general manager and my stepdad, who was a cop at the time, arrived there to demand an explanation for my release. That guardsman was later disciplined for the incident, and others were people that had been misidentified like that. So, yeah, I have sent all of my sympathies and emphasized with the majority of September 11th every year. Every year I hear the same thing, never forget. I don't have a choice. The systemic racism and xenophobia has made it to where I will never be allowed to forget. Edited to add, wow, thank you so much for the support and the awards. This was quite the surprise when I logged back in. I usually am the one responding to comments and doing the awarding. I had not expected to hit home for so many. To clarify a few things that came up in the comments, I am Samoan American, born here, raised in Europe, and Oceanside, San Diego, California. My dad, from American Samoa, and stepdad, black from Philly, were both in the military and stationed overseas. Samoans do make up the bulk of recruitment for the armed services, as far as I know. I have a lot of family members that have served, past and present. I'm one of the few that opted out of serving in the military. That was crossed out for some reason. Struck through to keep the peace. As I've mentioned in the post for someone else, that was based on several unverified sources online. This link has the statement of the US Army for that. Since it's wrong, consider me corrected, but for Christ's sakes, please stop telling me. Okay, crossed out for an inaccuracy. The incident happened in Pennsylvania, near Philly. The hotel in question was an independent property that has since been rebranded to a major brand. The airport this happened at is now closed, due to my understanding. I'm now living in Georgia, which admittedly, when it comes to things like this, is not a whole hell of a lot better. I'm usually able to get past people and their prejudices by letting them know they got my ethnicity wrong. The unfortunate side effect of that is that now half of these nutters think that I'm supposed to look like The Rock or Jason Momoa. Sorry, I like food too much for that. I hold no grudges against anyone for what I've experienced. Life is too short for that. But while I had high hopes for race relations down the line from September 11th, that's looking more and more like it'll never happen. Doesn't change the way I feel about humanity. It just means I have to adjust and deal with it. I was 6 at the time when everything went down on September 11th back in 2001, so I had absolutely no idea stuff like this was happening in the background or afterwards or anything like that. And it really does suck. Like, you have your neighbor that's a specific ethnicity, something bad happens completely somewhere else in the world by the people of the same ethnicity. That doesn't mean then start bashing your neighbor because of that. It's really stupid. Don't let a couple of bad apples ruin the entirety of a bunch for people. I'm really hoping that if we have not evolved past that yet, that we do very soon. Yeah, that's a hard no. And again, still no. Yeah, no. I'm not giving you this one either. I'll let you leave though. I had a winner here today. I know they're going to be trouble when they strut in wearing a shirt proclaiming public landowner. My location is inside of a national park, so great! They think they own the place. I know the county has a burn ban going on right now, but since the lodge is on federal land, it doesn't apply, so I can start a fire on the grass just outside of my cabin, right? You mean the dead grass, outside the dead, dry trees coming out from the forest not 20 yards from your cabin? Yes, I want to start a campfire that I can enjoy from my porch. No! No, you may not! You could have walked 40 yards to fire pits, but I'm not selling you any firewood now that you've established yourself as a fire risk in the middle of frickin' forest.
What? I want to see a manager.
Well, I'm the front desk and gift shop manager, so still no, the same guy.
You know, since this is a federal land, I shouldn't have to pay state and county taxes. Take it off, or get me a manager who can.
Well, I'm still the front desk manager / retail manager, and also the only manager on duty right now. If you look on that wall right behind me, you'll note that our business license is from the county. So you do need to pay sales taxes because we are legally required to charge it.
But I'm from Oregon. We don't pay sales taxes there.
Well, you're not in Oregon right now.
Washington State lets businesses waive sales taxes for Oregon residents. Can you do that for me?
Do you have a tax-free ID from the U.S. State Department?
No.
Then no, that'll be $98.73.
But these two are for $25.
That promotional price is for the $15 t-shirts, not the $35 sweatshirts. You do not get two $35 sweatshirts for $25. Also, that special is for two, and you only have one. The total is $98.73. Will you be paying at the register or charging this to your room?
Actually, I'm just checking out early. I don't care what the policy is. Give me my deposit back. This place is a freaking dump in the woods. I want something classy that isn't embarrassing to be seen at.
Well, the cancellation policy I can definitely break for you, sir. I sincerely hope you find a hotel that meets your standards. But, there's an agricultural festival, a big bicycle charity ride, a baseball game, and a fishing tournament this weekend. It's not like anybody has any rooms on a summer weekend in a touristy area anyways. But, especially this weekend, there are no rooms to be had. So, have fun with that. There isn't a room to be had for probably a 2-hour drive. I, may have forgotten to mention that to him. Oh, thank you. I am so glad you did not mention that to him. So anyways, 4 hours later, he comes storming back in, demanding to know why his keys aren't working, because he wants his room back. I sold that room 15 minutes after housekeeping cleared it, dude. Now, get out before I trespass you. What? You're throwing a fit because I'm going to make you sleep in your car in my parking lot? No, I won't make you do that. It's illegal to sleep in your car inside of a national park unless you're in a campsite. It's legal 40 minutes from here, however, so again, get out. Never really understood why people got such an issue with respecting people that happen to be allowing them to live certain places. It don't make any sense whatsoever. If you have a place and people are giving you the opportunity to have a roof over your head, it might be a good idea not to, piss him off. And you know for a fact, dude was probably upset that they didn't give him that little heads up of, hey, there's no other spots available. Last I checked, that's not their problem. And all this because you are upset that you could not commit arson. Yeah, ain't that a real shitter how some places have policies in place that, you know, keep other people safe from people like you?
There's gotta be a real kick in the pants, don't it?
Can't get a 4 p.m. checkout? Says the Booking.com dude paying $69 on a sold-out hectic weekend. Booking.com guesses BG and calls down at 8 a.m. and says, I requested a late checkout and wanted to make sure that went through. Weird, because 1, there's nothing noted on the reservation, 2, we were sold out and not offering late checkouts, and 3, they were paying $69 for their room. I'm sorry, but that was not noted, and we are not able to offer late checkout at the time.
I requested online on Booking.com.
I'm sorry, but that's a request, not a guarantee. Booking.com also didn't notify us of the request, so you should contact them if there was a miscommunication.
I stay here every weekend and always get a late checkout.
I'm sorry, but you've only stayed here once before. We were nice enough to offer you a late checkout because we were only 40% occupied. Today, I am 100% sold out. So, your checkout time is at noon today.
Now I want to speak to a manager.
I am the manager, and I'm telling you that, I cannot offer you.
That's just weird, because every time the manager has given us a late checkout, you can ask her, when does she get in?
I am the only manager available today. Your checkout time is at noon, sir. If you weren't so busy, then I would just love to give you a later checkout time. But today we cannot offer later checkouts to anyone.
I don't understand how I can always get a late checkout at by 4 p.m., but you are telling me that I can't.
Like I said, it's based on availability. I cannot offer late checkouts because I am 100% sold out, and housekeeping staff needs time to ensure that all rooms are cleaned and serviced. That is why you cannot have a late checkout. BG continues to argue with me at this point and tells me that the other manager gives him a late checkout at 4 p.m. I'm tired and cranky and not wanting to deal with it, so I say, look, if you're going to make this a huge deal about a late checkout because the other manager has approved of your last stay as a late checkout, I will go ahead and approve it for it just for you. 1 p.m. is the only available time that I can give you. Well, rather than take the 1 p.m. and thank me, this prick continues to argue.
I'll take the 1 p.m., but if you call your other manager and ask her, you'll find it weird, because she will say that she has always given me a 4 p.m. checkout. I just don't understand why you can't give me that. I stayed here every weekend, and you were not slow. You were booked up to top to bottom.
Sir, I work every weekend for this last year, and every weekend since July has not been sold out. I can tell you that right now, and I don't know how your information would differ from mine because you don't have access to our system to check availability. I am trying to be nice and help you out with a later checkout time that I'm not even supposed to be giving anyone. So at this time, this is my final offer, 1 p.m. checkout or nothing. He then starts yelling at me and calling me a liar and accusing me of being racist, so I hang up. Every 5 minutes afterwards, he calls back down to harass me and be about why I deserve a 4 p.m. checkout instead of a 1 p.m. I repeat myself and say, 1 p.m. is the latest time that I can offer you. He would hand his phone to his girlfriend or say,
"Can you believe this? She says XYZ,"
to her in the background. The girlfriend would say, "That's not what you said the last phone call." If I would repeat myself and say, I am the only manager available, or this is why I can't offer you a late checkout. By the 5th time he called down, I was done. I was tired and cranky and heavily pregnant, having Braxton Hicks contractions, so I snapped as soon as they started mentioning 4 p.m. checkout.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Why can't we have a 4 p.m. checkout?
Okay, you know what, sir? You're just calling down to harass and disrespect me at this point by calling me a racist liar and arguing with me, and I am not okay with this. I've gone above and beyond to at least offer you a 1 p.m. checkout since it is that important to you. But since you don't want to take that offer and continue to call down every 5 minutes to be rude to me, I am taking my offer back and asking you to leave the property. You have 30 minutes to gather your things and leave. Failure to leave will result in the police escorting you out of the hotel. We do not want you further business, and I will be sure to let Booking.com know that you were being rude and disrespectful by calling me a racist liar, even after trying to help you out. They will be informed to ban you from booking a reservation here, so please do not come back. Our system will cancel any reservation you book with us outside of Booking.com. Thank you, and have a great day. Click. I didn't hear back from them, but saw an angry dude grumbling something to himself about our bad little hotel while getting a luggage cart. I called the room 45 minutes later, and no answer. Good riddance. I never really understood what people's reasoning for just asking weird things, being able to not get it, and then thinking, I didn't get the weird thing that I get to ask for, so you know what I'm going to do. I'm gonna keep on frickin' pestering them until I can get my way exactly how I want it. And even though they can't do it yet, no, you still think that you're gonna F around and you're wondering why you're now finding out. Congratulations, dingus. You didn't tell me an incidental hold meant unlimited room service. I work at a very large, very old beachfront resort. It is technically a motel as it is a drive-up and exterior corridor entry, but for some reason the word motel just bothers me. Anyways, our varying night rate attached to the 16 different room types is by far the lowest in the destination area. With that in mind, you can imagine the unsavory locals we attract and ill-informed budget traveler. My front desk staff is accustomed to handling all types of crazy, and each deserve a humanitarian award just for making it beyond week 1 of training. This is my favorite and most recent mind-blower. Female guest arrives in all her green-haired glory with a simple shoulder bag and a third-party booked one-night stay. I'll call her GHP. Explanation to follow later. She had a little trouble at check-in when supplying payment for the night, and the requirement was $100 incident hold. If I remember correctly, GHP gave a sob story to one of our newbies who eventually caved and accepted incidental hold in cash. A no-no, but I can't seem to get the newbies to grasp the purpose of a required credit or debit card VRS cash. A story for another day. Anywho, GHP extends her day one day at a time. She comes to the front prior to the 11 a.m. checkout, forks over a handle of crumbled, discombobulated wads of bills, which is gross, and has her keys updated. Somewhere along the lines, she updated for 2 nights and convinces another newbie that a manager on the prior day said that it was totally fine that she use her cash incidental hold towards an additional night's lodging. No. One morning, when reviewing the high balance folios, one of us figured out the mistake and called the guest to correct the error. She isn't happy, but GHP makes her way to the lobby accompanied by a middle-aged man who absolutely does not belong in the company of GHP under normal circumstances. But who am I to judge? We'll call this unassuming fool MAM, middle-aged male. Makes me giggle because I know this would piss him off to no end. You'll see why. Read on. GHP has convinced MAM that she is desperate. The only reason that she is at our motel-hotel resort is because her bad boyfriend has kicked her out. Without the assistance of MAM, she would be on the street. We can't have that now, can we? MAM gladly puts down his card to cover the nightly resort fee and the incidental hold. He inserts his card into the chip reader and proudly signs as he has just become the knight in shining armor. His comb-over and 80s-style woolly worm attached to his upper lip did not stop this gentleman from pumping up his chest and escorting GHP out of the lobby on his arm. Whatever, dude. At least I have your digits and your signature. That is my only concern at this point. Fast forward approximately 7 days, I am approached by a flustered FDA who begs me to come to the front to deal with an irate guest who is disputing several $100s in outlet charges. I first ask my list of questions. Do you have a signed reg card? Did you research the disputed charges and sign copies for each? Does everything look on the up and up? Yes to all of the above, so I head out to the front desk. I am met with MAM pacing back and forth, hands on hips. Good afternoon, sir. How are you today? Not very good. Not very good at all. I'm sorry to hear that. How can I help make this day better for you? Well, you can start by explaining to me exactly when you will be refunding me the hundreds of dollars charged to my credit card. Oh, well, I see that a person staying in the room for which you place your card has collateral and has enjoyed several pounds of shrimp at our oceanfront restaurant. Was there a problem with the food or service, sir? Stop this with the sir BS. It's doctor. Call me doctor. First of all, how the F was I supposed to know that? Second of all, people who get this upset are almost always academics, never medical doctors. And third, I just put on my B-face. Sir, excuse me, doctor, you place your card on file for all incidental charges and sign the applicable forms giving permission to the hotel to collect all charges outside of the room and tax to your card.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me that means unlimited room service. I didn't even eat shrimp. I wasn't even there.
Sir, sorry, doctor. You did not give any instructions to restrict the charges to the resort fee only. Interrupted by MAM throwing his hands up in the air, huffing, puffing, pacing back and forth, back and forth. Doctor, do you know GHP? Yes! I mean, I'm not sleeping her with anything, I'm just helping her out. You guys were going to kick her out onto the streets. What was she supposed to do when you locked her out? She needs a place to stay. These are tough times for her. Sir, this is a place of business. I am sorry her situation, but we are required to collect payment in full and an incidental hold for each guest's stay. You willingly put your card on file and signed for the charges. So, well, who was she with? Was he a younger guy? Were they having fun? Did she look afraid? This is ridiculous, and I am not paying for these charges. Where is your manager? Where is the person in accounting that can refund my money? Sir, Doctor! Call me Doctor! Jesus! Excuse me, Doctor. I am the manager, and I am that person from accounting, and I will not be refunding these charges. I'm going to call my lawyer. Please do. Here's my card. Have them call me directly, and I will provide them with the appropriate paperwork, all of which contain your signature and your approval for these charges. Well, can I at least get a key? She won't even let me in the room. Do you see what's happening here, friends? It is kinda sad at this point. Middle-aged man has been duped by green-haired this person and needs someone to blame. Not only did she eat pounds and pounds of shrimp with her real-life boyfriend, she tipped the bill twice. I have since spoken to the food and bev and asked them to make aware of all instances where someone has tipped the bill in excess of $50. Your name is not on the reservation for the room. I cannot give you a key. I'm sorry. I'm going to leave terrible reviews on every website I can find. Terrible reviews! And then he heads to the door. I am now angry over this drama and certainly will not be affecting my F&B sales or my bartender's paycheck because of this dude. Excuse me, Doctor has been had by a nasty little lady with a BS story. He fell for hook, line, and sinker. That is perfectly fine. You do that. I will have every single review removed as you are not a registered guest here. Thank you, Reddit, for teaching me that little tidbit. MAM storms out of the hotel lobby. I shout at him, "Have an excellent day." I then instruct the peanut gallery, cackling in the back, to note the folio and under no circumstances is anyone to refund this guy a dime. I ask security to inform GHP that it is time to go. This pleasant exchange with MAM, combined with the fact that she has been kicked out of the hot tub late night on 2 separate occasions with 2 different gentlemen, convinces me of what is going on here. GHP didn't put up a fight. She was rather pleasant, actually. We might not be a high-class hotel, but it is not a brothel either. So I'll stick to my guns and ask her to pack up her belongings, and she politely accepts the marching orders. Weird. 10 minutes later, MAM requires my presence at the front desk. I take a deep breath and walk up to the front. I think I know what this is coming. Yes, Doctor? I want to take care of this calmly and professionally. I do not want GHP out on the street. I've already paid for the room for 2 nights. Can't she stay? News to me, she paid with cash for her additional nights. Must have been her fee or services rendered. She is just my friend and is down on her luck. Very sweet girl. I am not sleeping with her or anything. Just help her out. No. You have made it very clear that you will not pay, and I cannot knowingly add charges to your card after this conversation. But I paid for it. Can't you just stay? Can't we just put a room on here? Not unlimited room service. I use this as my opportunity to get further acceptance of payment responsibility to all prior charges. I have him sign a credit card authorization and agree in writing to all of the charges previously posted to the room. I make him sign every single room charge receipt. I am triple stacked to my back up with, and how dare him to try and request a chargeback. I let her stay. If he is that much of an idiot to buy her BS, it isn't my problem. As I finish the mountain of paperwork, I require of him for he proceeds to tell me that he is a published quantum physicist. He rattles off a list of varying degrees and then tells me that he is running for president in 2020. Sure, buddy. Excuse me. Sure, Dr. Buddy. I'll be certain to personally spearhead your presidential campaign. By the way, GHP and MAM were caught later that night in the hot tub and asked to leave property for repeated violations. The room was a dookie hole, and when they left, and we hit MAM's card for another $250 in cleaning charges. I am proud to say that I definitely obtained his signature of responsibility for this charge, while he ranted about his quantum theory of a collective consciousness. What a douche! Edit, spelling typos, obviously didn't get them all, don't care. TLDR, dude gets duped by this person, rants and raves for a refund, and at the end of his 2x temper tantrum, I say no.
Yes, I'm a quantum scientist. Oh yes, I will very much know what I'm doing. I am very smart in my manners.
And yet you are still thinking that you're in the right of all of this stuff. Look, just because you have a PhD in anything, don't mean you are very much better than anybody working behind a desk. At the end of the day, unless you tell me, I'm not gonna know jack about you. And even then, if you did tell me, I wouldn't think of you as a better person. It don't make you a better person just because you happen to have gone to school and shit. You can be smart and still be a douchebag. Oh, my bad. Dr. Douchebag. But with that, that is going to have to be with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye!